last of the people, my heart beat true. Led by the hollow as arrows flew. Forge your heart like the iron bar, strong and renewed. And turn your back on the world that has turned it on you. And we'll walk, walk, walk for all our days. And never again shall the elven be bound as a shambling slave.
Last time on Dawn of the Dales. Continuing through the depths of the ancient elven temple, the party finally reached their destination, the fabled Vault of Dirthaman. Within, they found 16 ancient artifacts, each one connected to both a member of the Evanuris and the Forgotten Ones. The way out from the temple was finally revealed to them, and the party was finally able to return to the elven encampment with Lark's grandmother as the only surviving member of the restoration party they had been searching for. Anything I missed because I don't remember from last time?
Other than Zakane being adopted by Grandma.
And we discovered Alana's allegiance to the Forgotten Ones.
Yeah.
At least somewhat.
And we're sus about letting them leave, but I don't know how we're doing that.
We let them leave, but the clan is on watch to make sure they don't double back.
Right.
Try and get back into the temple. Because they both wanted some of the Forgotten One artifacts. But for the rest of the night, Alana was on like super good behavior, trying to make it look like Lark had, talking out her ass.
Me whistling, pretending Tam also didn't want to steal.
Okay, child is situated.
Lark wasn't watching you.
All right, so you're all back in the camp. You take the night to rest up, recover any hit points that you may have lost in the temple. When you guys do wake up in the morning, you find that Alana and Ethara are gone. There's not a trace of them having been in the camp at all. Do with that what you will.
I just remembered a very important thing. I have my wisp friend.
Oh yeah, you have a wisp. I will let you choose what kind of wisp it is.
Let me think on it.
You can think on it, yeah.
Thank you.
He's just a buddy.
It's just a little guy. Okay, before we get into anything, does anyone want to talk to anyone and reflect on things or talk about the fact that these two people are missing?
So you think they're gonna die out there? I think it's likely.
Most likely, yes, and it will be because the ponytailed one will pick a fight with the wrong person.
Somehow I see them scrapping through, but as long as they don't bother my clan, I guess if they pick a fight with a demon, that's on them.
I think they can take care of themselves.
Great. So as you guys are kind of winding, like not winding down, but like getting yourselves ready for the day, having breakfast, kind of gauging where you're at after being in the temple for an indeterminate amount of time. A teenager elf comes running over. Lark, you probably recognize them. It's no one super important, just one of the kids in the clan. Comes running straight to you. And says, like, out of breath, like, your grandmother is requesting your presence, miss.
She just sort of like grins at him a bit, like, no need to be so formal, but
Sorry.
I'll just look back at the rest of the group and be like, and I'll go off to find Grandma.
The kid does inform you that she is back in the vault.
In that case, I'll look at my friends and just be like, do you guys want to come along?
You're not going in there by yourself, obviously.
All right. Well, then, we'll head over.
All right. So you're able to get back in from the back way that you came out of, so you don't have to go all the way back through everything. And when you enter the vault, you kind of descend down the stairs, and when you walk in, she's just kind of like shuffling around, dictating notes to a younger elf who's like struggling to keep up with her. And the biggest thing you notice is that 2 of the pedestals are no longer lit up.
Which 2 are deactivated?
You see that it is the one bearing the dragon with the wow, I can't talk. The lyrium dagger, and the one bearing the owl with I believe it was a stone box. Yes, a locked stone box that had marbled lyrium veins. The wards that had been on the pedestal are gone, as well as the artifacts.
Are these the ones they were looking at?
No.
Oh, these are other ones,
No,
right?
Alana was looking at the eye.
I was going to
if I
say,
remember
these
correctly.
don't sound like the ones they liked.
No.
Did we identified them? Is this Mythal and Falandine?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Grandma turns around, sees you, and says, "Thank the gods you are here. Do you see what those people did?"
Do you think they took the artifacts?
Who else would? No one else knows this is here.
I mean, these aren't actually the ones they were interested in, but I did tell you that we should probably not let them go.
That's what I get for trying to be a decent person. Can I examine the area for like tracks or signs of who might have been?
Yeah, you want to do investigation?
Sure.
I will assist by looking around as well.
Cool.
Uh, 18.
So looking around, probably the weirdest thing you notice is that the only footprints are from you guys. You can kind of tell based on what everyone's wearing, being familiar enough with the group at this point. There's no tracks here that you don't recognize.
Allie, I sent you a message. I just needed a reminder on something. You can just say yes or no.
It was alluded to that.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Tab is just standing in front of the empty Falandine one, just kind of looking at it for a second. If Lark is not actively talking to her grandmother, he will wave her over.
Lark will go over to Tam.
I'm gonna follow like a puppy. I want to know the tea.
Do you remember our first night at camp, and I said that I was willing to do a little investigating to make sure that we weren't being followed by a demon?
Yes.
One of the things that I was told, and sorry I didn't mention it before. I didn't really think it was important, but there was something about Valentine being free or something like that.
So you think he came in and
I don't know what I think.
Like the whole god? Or
No, just his left hand.
it that would be a little weird if it was just dismembered like that.
is Grandma listening to any of this, or
She is too busy documenting things. She's in like full researcher mode.
I do enjoy Tam trying to whisper and then Davi and Evan just popping up on his shoulders.
what is doing?
Also, Atreus is like lurking. He's there and he's looking at everything. You can't tell if he's paying attention to what you're saying or not. Unless you want to roll on it.
17 plus whatever.
He's definitely pretending not to listen.
So I rolled a 2 before adding anything, so I don't think Tam would notice to switch to Dalish.
Lark notices and does switch to Dalish. So there's no tracks but our own.
I mean, things in the Fade aren't always.
Can I, Hercule is trying to stay out of this. He's in a room full of artifacts. He's like in the farthest corner. But I did just remember that I'm playing a ranger. So can he look around away from, like, can he look around the room and make sure, whatever took these was not walking like a person? Can he investigate nature-y wise to see if, like, could this have been a flying creature or something like that? Is there any evidence that there's some other kind of creature that was here? Or is this probably magical? He's trying to rule out the possibility that it was like a creature.
I guess you could roll investigation or nature.
I have a +5 in nature and investigation. So whichever.
Whichever.
Right.
Invest in nature.
17.
Okay. So looking around, there's no clear signs that there was any sort of creature. But as you're kind of walking around and analyzing things, you see a stone in like the cobblestones of the floor that seems like it's slightly more raised than the rest.
If anyone's looking, he like looks at his own like large meaty hands and the small stone and is like, I think this might be important.
I like to believe that Sakane brought his little dainty hands over to lift the stone.
I know, I miss Sakane.
I feel like that's on brand. So yes, Zakane comes over and looks at it. He's like, yeah, that's a rock.
Can it be lifted? Is it loose?
He pokes it, and instead of it like wiggling or staying put, it sinks into the floor. You hear a lurch,
Ugh.
and a grinding. And then the floor opens up, but not beneath you. It's a patch where no one's standing, because I'm not going to do that to you. And there's a small set of stairs that leads down into a dark room.
I think I found something.
Lark will absolutely investigate that.
Yeah, Grandma's running over. She's the first one down the stairs.
Lark grabs her by the collar.
You might want to check for traps, maybe.
Yeah. I try to grab her by the collar. Do I succeed?
Roll. I'm blanking.
Acrobatics, dexterity.
Dexterity, and I will roll against it.
Oh, damn. This is good. Grandma got the best of me. That's an 8.
Oh, I got a 14.
Damn it.
Grandma is gone. She's down the stairs.
Well, in that case, I'm just following right behind Grandma because Grandma, no.
So Grandma's down the stairs. Next thing you see is a flash of light as torches are lit up. But you still can't see like into the room unless you follow her down. You hear from her and she says, I think you should come down here.
I'm like right behind her.
Hercule is definitely going to be the last one to go, but if everyone else is going, he will go with.
It is a very low ceiling. He will have to duck.
Yeah, I gotta figure.
So
He's definitely ducking more than he has to. Like, not to be dramatic about it, but he's just like,
yes. So you go down the stairs and you find what's basically a treasure room. It's just piles of gold and jewels and chests and all kinds of stuff in there. And Grandma is just like yelling up at her scribe to come and like write this down now.
I mean, we had the other chests earlier that were fake. If I look at the jewels, do they appear to be real this time?
Roll perception.
What about investigation instead?
I'll allow it.
Great! Because that's a +5 difference between the two for me.
Yep.
Which I needed because I rolled like shit. That's a 9.
You pick them up. You pick one up, and it's like the size of your hand.
Oh, Jesus. Jesus.
You pick up a jewel that's the size of your hand, and you're like, it's really pretty.
That's a distraction. Ooh.
It's shiny.
So shiny.
I will also look at the jewels and or gold. Let's
What'd you get?
Are we doing investigation?
If you would like.
What was the other option?
Perception.
Yeah, we'll do investigation. 18.
Okay, looking at these, you can tell that they are in fact real.
These are not fakes. Not like the other ones. This is the genuine stuff.
You see Grandma point and shout to the scribe, write that down!
Hercule is like staring at how pretty that one is, and like Lark is saying that like snaps him out of it, and he's like very carefully puts it back where it came from, steps away. All of this bent over, mind you.
Are there more like mosaics and stuff, or is it just kind of like a dark room full of treasure?
There are mosaics, but they're more generic scenes of like everyday life.
So as amazing as this is, it doesn't really help us figure out where the dagger and the box went. And I am going to fill Grandma in on the conversation about the demon and about Falandine, but I'm not going to mention Tam. Just sort of allude to the journal. We have enough mages in the group that I can be a little bit vague about the information.
One of them. It was one of them.
So she just kind of listens. And she is speaking in Dalish, just to make sure, because she is still a little wary despite, like, adopting Zakane. She's still a little wary, especially with Atreus wandering around, looking at all of the treasure that y'all just found. So... Do you understand what this means? If Falandine is walking around Thedas right now?
I would hope that it was a sign that maybe things will turn in our favor with the fighting and the Orlesians. I mean, one of our gods are back. That has to mean something.
But why is he here? Why is he not in the Fade?
I am not a mage. I don't understand much about the Fade. And you can tell that this is like a sticking point because her mother is a mage. Grandma is a mage. Lark has broken that line.
Grandma reaches out and squeezes her shoulder and says, "It's okay, we love you anyway."
You just got deadpan. Yeah.
So she calls over the scribe and tells him to write a few more things down. And as she's kind of looking around, she kicks one of the chests just as she's like thinking through things and kind of pacing around. She kicks a chest and it opens up. She's like, "Oh, you guys want this stuff?" And it's some magic weapons and some potions, a couple other things that you might find useful.
So yes. Yes, we want the stuff.
Yes, you want the things.
Yes. If Grandma's giving out goodies, yes, we want them.
I don't have my book for this. I will send this after session because I didn't write down what they were. I just copy pasted from last time. So,
Can I walk around to the lower level and back up and try to vibe out if there's any thinness in the veil in this area?
would you like an Arcana or an Insight?
Probably Arcana.
Go for it.
The way I can hear that in Solus's voice, the veil is thin here.
I would like to argue for advantage just based on my background.
It's on the floor. Sure.
Dirty 20.
Okay. There's not so much as a thinness as a history. You can kind of sense the dormant ancient magic of the place, but there's also something very recent that still has that similar ancient feel to it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
I will kind of go around, and then I'm going to take out my pipe, and I'm going to say, yeah, something was here.
What do you mean? Was an animal or a person?
The veil is something ancient was here recently. I can kind of tell about that disruption. It could potentially be an ancient elven god, if you believe in that sort of thing.
So what you're saying is that your abilities are just enough to give us cryptic information, but nothing useful beyond that.
Yes, my dear.
Don't call me that.
I am.
I'll see.
As Tulio attacks me. I'm sorry to be so uninformed here, but could we clarify what we mean about an ancient elven god? Because I am confused by this idea that a god may have been here. My understanding of gods is that they are not here.
Yeah, that was my understanding as well.
Well, that was not very clarifying. So, just to understand, you do not believe that these gods are in some other place, like
Like the Fade?
like the Fade, the Black City, the sort of thing. You believe that your gods are hidden somewhere here?
No.
I do have a theory. You turn around and it's Atreus.
I would. Okay, I'm sorry. It's been so long since we played. Just to clarify, Atreus is a human, right?
Yes.
Great.
He's the
okay.
Tevinter guy.
That's I remember Tevinter, but I was like, I'm pretty sure human. Okay. Not to be rude, but I think I would rather hear what they believe from the ones that believe it.
Oh no, I want to hear this. Lark just looks at him like, yeah, like you can tell she's like very sarcastic. I want to hear this.
Literally dying to know.
I've been studying Elven history, and I have this theory.
Oh, have you now?
I never said it was correct. It's a theory that the Elven gods were these powerful mages that they themselves came from the Fade. And they are the true cause of the blight. And
let me guess.
So you're blaming the elves instead of
no,
the
I'm only blaming.
Tevinter.
Didn't you know it's all our fault? It's all our fault. The elves caused all of the issues here in
Let me
Thedas.
guess. In this warped reality of yours, Gillenine is the villain because that is the
It's a possibility.
volume of bullshit.
My theory is that it's not all of them. My theory is that Fen Harel actually locked them away to protect the rest of the world and the elves.
This is why Tevinters are just it's just better off to just kill them on the spot.
Maybe keep your speculation about other people's histories to yourself.
I did say it was just a theory.
Ham just carefully tucking his Fenrirel statue totem away.
Even if Ben Harel was some great hero, laying the blight at our feet, as if everyone doesn't know that it was Tevinter that fucked around and found out.
I mean, that is fair. However, I do have more on this if you're interested. It involves the dwarves.
I don't
My
think
friends, I fear this conversation has made me realize just how uneducated I am. I have not followed any of this, and I usually pride myself on understanding. One more time. Where do you believe your gods are? That's what I would love to know.
Typically, Hercule, I think they've all gone and fucked off somewhere else.
They were locked away by Fenharel.
You could say that if you're him.
Do you mean they have gone somewhere else, like a nice little forest retreat somewhere?
Yes,
or do you
they're on
mean
vacation.
Like another
The Fade,
the
maybe?
Fade.
Yeah.
What?
The Fade, maybe? I don't know.
Okay.
What I know is that they're not here caring about us. Now, they may have their own
now-
little hut in the forest.
I do think the word freed has implications here that you're maybe not considering.
That's what I'm confused about.
legend says they were locked away, that Fenharel tricked them and the Forgotten Ones and locked them away.
Is there a where? A where they were locked away?
Not here.
Not here. All right. So now we think that maybe one of them is here now. Okay.
The implication.
Next question. What is a god?
Someone of immense power and potentially immortality?
Did these gods create you?
Let me ask you a question now, Yofru. What your maker? Where does your maker reside? Did your maker make you? Well, it feels redundant, doesn't it?
I don't know if I don't know if I'd call it my maker.
All of it's really academic. In the end, it doesn't necessarily matter.
I think it matters a great deal. As a scholar myself.
I think it'll matter more if they help us.
I think what the Chantry does well is give you a story that you can't prove or disprove.
We have stories.
No. I don't. There's not a criticism. My point is the way you can't prove that a maker that no one has seen is there or not.
Do you believe in the
Don't
maker?
say anyone's seen them. You know.
Do you believe in the maker, Hercule?
I fear I have to say no. It doesn't all make sense to me.
I don't know if our gods are going to make sense to you either.
Oh, great, fantastic! How great to have a new set of confusing stories that do not hang together and do not have a sense of logic to them.
And that's why we're at war.
Hurrah! Well, it sounds like the sounds like this. You understand? I would not be questioning you if it did not feel like this would be important to what we are doing. It seems as if perhaps your beliefs about your gods are a little more practical here.
That's a fair assumption. I think you're questioning beyond my current brainwaves, though, so if someone else wants to handle this.
Well, it certainly sounds as if some of the answers are, well, as you say, huh? So, I will assume that often the answer is, huh? And we just don't know. And so We find out as we go, it seems. But I am assuming that anything that is ancient and powerful enough for it to affect the Fade is probably something we would not want to face.
I'm sure if we run into him, we can ask him about all the stories.
Yes, I suppose it is true. It is unfair to assume this would be an enemy. I was assuming because there seems to be things stolen.
Can you steal what belongs to you? If it's their artifact.
I thought they were each for a different... So you're suggesting that perhaps several of them? Because weren't they each a different one? I assumed.
Only 2 artifacts are missing, right, Callie?
Yeah.
So 2 of them.
But for all we know, he had the key to both. You know, why bring down the word for only 2 if you were going to steal everything?
So, who are the 2? Do we know?
Callie, do I know who the 2 were?
You can take an educated guess based on what you know. Because owls are typically a symbol of Falandine, and dragons are typically a symbol of Mythal.
So Falandine and Mythal, and we had the hint that Falandine was freed from wherever he was.
So, can you tell me briefly, from what I understand, your sort of pantheon, they have like the thing that they are the god of, as you have several. So, what do they consider, like, what is their thing they are in charge of? What are they known for?
In character, Lark would know this. Above character, Ellie is not thinking very well with the fever and stuff. So if someone else wants to take over this one.
Yeah, Tim will jump in. Because he's got Mythal's tattoos.
Which is also, this is one of those other things that if you think about it, like above table, all of y'all know that those are Mythal tattoos. Cool. They're just cool tattoos. They just cool tattoos. Akil knows nothing.
Please take this with a grain of salt. It's been forever since I played Dragon Age. Falandine's the lack of a better word, a god of death, but more of a guide, not necessarily violent or scary, just a guide. Mythal is a little harder to explain, but she's the mother.
Love and justice.
So it does not sound as if either of these are necessarily they do not feel hostile.
Well, Mythal's symbol was a dragon, so maybe take that with a grain of salt.
Oh, all right. What do you think they would want?
It's hard to say. We don't know. I mean, I don't think we know what the artifacts were or did.
I have theories.
Is this a tree speaking up again?
So it seems as if we need to discover what the artifacts were, if that's possible. And are we going to try to track these potential freed gods?
Maybe. Lark turns around and like focuses directly on Atreus. Where do you come up with these theories?
Well, I have an excellent education from a university in Minrathous. And of course, my years of experience in the field on excursions and expeditions of the like, interacting with some Dalish clans and Dalish people. I have quite an extensive list on my curriculum vitae, if you'd like to see it.
I would like to lean towards Tam and lower my voice in Dalish. Don't you think it's curious that it's Smithall and Valentina not Dirthman or Algernon?
I mean, sure, if it's them taking their things back. Could just be thieves.
That's what I mean.
You were better at this stuff than me.
I would just like to point out that this all seems decidedly above our pay grade, but maybe I'm speaking for myself.
I didn't realize wardens get paid.
It is very true. We do not.
I didn't realize there was anything that qualified as not our pay grade.
I don't know. I suppose, but elven gods might qualify to me. They do not, despite our strange friends' theories, I do not think they have anything to do with the blight. I thought you said the god of justice? Something along those lines? I think of our current predicament and the current state of affairs. And would not the god of justice be riding into battle for the elves at this moment, then?
Be nice. I'm not going to count on it, though.
With a dagger in hand, no less.
But you could find out what those things do, and they might help our cause.
Do you think there's anything we can track of these artifacts? Do they have a magical essence, resonance? I don't know enough. I am not a mage, but I think of what I would do to track an item that was not magical, and someone who had taken it, and there are things you can look for. It sounds as if there is someone with these, we would like to find these for one reason or another.
Not the kind of magic I do.
What was the other thing besides the dagger?
It's a stone box that's marbled with lyrium, and it's locked.
Okay,
At
this point, Atreus pipes up again. He says, "It is the kind of magic I do."
Oh, Lord.
Or just lets out the heaviest sigh.
Aren't you glad you ran into me? Aren't you glad I saved your lives?
I am so glad I've hit menopause.
Atreus steps forward and does some very dramatic flourishes with his hands as he casts a spell to kind of track these magical items. Yes, I see. I believe we will have to go South.
You believe? That didn't sound very convincing.
Well, we are
Could
underground
you-
currently. Once we get above ground, I can give you a more affirmative answer.
Do we have a map we can show him or something?
Oh, a map would be lovely.
Well, I suppose we could go back up above ground. I don't think there's much that we can do down here. Lark looks over at her grandma to like get permission to go back up.
I mean, I would love to not be crouching over anymore.
We gotta make sure to grab the chest of things.
Yes.
Well, I have no more need of you if you have to go. Of course, you know your grandmother will always miss you.
Lark will hug her grandma and be like, we're not leaving just yet.
You're talking about it, though, and I just got you home.
I know, but that's the way of things, unfortunately.
You're growing up way too fast. I'm fine. I'm fine.
Lark, just like struggling with the guilt trip, she'll give her a quick hug and go back up the stairs.
But she does go around and hug everyone but Atreus. And she makes sure to hold on to Zakane extra tight.
Okay, to clarify, I'm picturing like animated movie granny who's like somehow
She's
4
tiny.
feet tall.
Yeah.
So how
Telling
does the
ya,
hug
it's
of
the
that girl
grandmother
work?
from Mulan.
Based more on the grandmother from Moana, but still.
Does she just hug his leg? Like,
She just like tries, just arms around wherever she can get, and like pat on the back.
I
And
fear
then she like looks up at him.
Yeah. I think there might have been a head pat because he doesn't know what else to do.
And she would like shoo him away. All right, so y'all head back up, right?
Mhm.
Okay. I need to pee, so we're gonna take a break. And we'll come back in a few minutes. So, you all head up back to the camp. And things seem a little crazy when you get back. There's people running around shouting orders, carrying people in on stretchers. People that, Lark, you wouldn't recognize. Bowie's making a decision. It's just pure chaos in the camp right now. Shouting for medical attention, trying to figure out where they can put people, figuring out where they have supplies, if they have enough supplies. It's just pure chaos when you return to camp.
The wounded, do they look like they were wounded by like soldiers or by creatures? Like, are these arrow wounds, sword wounds, or like...
I will make you roll a medicine check.
Oh, that's
Presumably, while we were down there, Limon was not with them. So the moment he sees this, Hercule is whistling for Limon and getting Limon right next to him.
And she is, you hear her squawk from like beyond somewhere in the tents in the crowd, and you kind of see her head poke up as she like jumps up trying to see you. And then once she does spot where you're at, she comes running over to you.
I rolled a 12.
Some of them you can't tell. There are a couple arrows sticking out of people.
Okay.
I'm gonna just stop someone like hurrying. What's happening?
A clan was attacked. There's human soldiers in the woods.
That's all Lark needs to hear. She's going to pelt off through the camp looking for the keeper
Mm-hmm.
and her mother, whichever one she comes across first.
As you guys are kind of like wandering, looking for the keeper, you hear kind of shouts among the people as something about the knights. Get the knights to safety, get the knights help. And as you get kind of towards the center of the encampment, you spot the keeper, whose name I have forgotten, and Lark's mother, whose name I have also forgotten. Lark, your mom is at work helping people as much as she can. The person she's caring for now is kind of a burly man that you recognize from when you first arrived at camp. And he is very much declining her assistance, insisting that he's perfectly fine, 'tis but a flesh wound. And she's like struggling to like keep him on the cot, keep him down, keep him stable. And he's just like trying to get back to wherever he needs to be. The keeper is at the center of the encampment, barking orders, telling people where to go, who to help, what's needed.
As she passes her mother helping the guy, she's gonna look at him. She's gonna look at him and she's like, "Sit your ass down and let her patch you up."
And he looks up at you and he's like, "Who the fuck do you think you are?"
You can't help if you've got a wound. At least let her help patch you up. And then she's just gonna walk past to the keeper and essentially ask the keeper, like, what do you want? What does she want me to do?
Help your mother however you can. Get supplies from the caves. I'm sorry, there's people that need my attention, and she kind of turns away from you.
Shit, Grandma's down in the cave.
She sure is.
Thinking about that, Lark she's not even like saying anything to anyone. She just turns on her heels and runs back to the temple to Grandma. Because
she looks up at you and sees your frantic face and is like, "Who died?"
There was an attack. There's human soldiers in the woods.
On us?
Mm-hmm.
And she's out the door. She's very fast for her age and nimble. So she follows you back to the center of camp and gets immediately to work helping your mom with the injured as much as she can. There's two other people that kind of not surround, it's two people, but get close to the keeper, and they're wearing the same armor as that one soldier who is fighting your mom.
Is it armor that I would recognize?
It is armor you would recognize.
Do I recognize any of these people by a chance?
You would recognize the one from when you first arrived at camp. I don't know if you know anyone else.
There's one really specific person who
is
was my mentor. It was Lindirene.
Oh yeah, she's there.
Okay.
So it's her and one other male elf who is talking with the keeper, and they both are covered in scratches and bruises, but otherwise look like they're relatively fine.
I think that the minute that, at least for Tam, the minute that he sees her, he's gonna fall into line, and wait for orders, specifically from her, knowing the history.
They are so caught up in what just happened that they don't even notice either of you. If anything, they notice that you're not moving. Lark, your mom is like calling you over, telling you to help her hold this soldier down
Yeah,
so that she can pull arrows out of him.
Lark goes over and helps Mom.
I'm gonna make you roll a strength check.
Yep. This is gonna be hilarious. Strength
It's
is
gonna be
like-
contested.
Yeah.
Can't be me. I got a 4. Amazing. He's very weak, but you are apparently weaker.
He managed
Trying to hold him down. And he's like batting you away. And as he's like moving to swear at you again, your mom rips an arrow out of his chest and he just like, oh, fuck. And collapses back on the bed.
Lark will none too gently like apply pressure to the wound.
And she immediately starts working her magic and sealing it off before it can bleed out. And then he turns and he starts swearing at your mom. This man is not happy.
Normally, I would be very offended, but I know that my mom can take care of herself, so I am not going to get involved in that.
She just gives him a very stern look, the mom look. And he then turns his attention to you and is swearing at you.
At which point she just like Lark is just like rolling her eyes like
Yeah. So
Going-
from what? Yeah.
I was gonna say, going back, basically, like as soon as the one person tells Evan that there was an attack, he like almost like clicks into like auto mode and is immediately running around the camp helping to like bandage wounds. Like you can tell he's done this before.
Lark is gonna ask the wounded soldier, was it the Orlesians?
Of course it was the fucking Orlesians. And then your mom rips out another arrow and he screams.
Rinse and
Davi, sorry, go ahead.
No, just rinse and repeat. Mom pulls out the arrow. She just slams her hand down rather roughly on the wound to apply pressure until Mom heals it.
And he continues swearing.
Davi pulls her spear out and, not getting any direct orders, sort of gives Tam a nod and starts heading towards the edge of camp. Over her shoulder, calling to the others who are still there. Might be a good idea to keep the little one out of sight. Zakane. And then takes off towards the edge camp.
Tam takes 2 steps, morphs into a wolf, and follows.
Lark will take the opportunity to shove Zakane into her mother's Aravel and just be like, stay here, stay hidden.
He protests a little, wanting to help as a mage. But I think he would understand the context and stay put.
Yeah, I think I'll go. I think I'll go near the edges and maybe I can have Limon scout and see where they're at. Unless someone stops me, like tries to like, as if he could hide. Like, I mean, it's like a little French mime trying to, not be noticed.
Little.
His horns.
Give her something that one of them would have touched.
Give
Give the griffin something one of them would have touched.
The arrows that's just been pulled out of that guy. And is like, oh, and starts walking.
What's Siobhan doing?
Siobhan is taking stock of weapons that need to be fixed.
Very good. Um, as you guys are kind of doing your different things, what you can discern just from hearing the ramblings around camp is that these injured elves coming in are from a different clan that was attacked by the Orlesian army, and the Emerald Knights brought them here, knowing that there was an encampment here that could help. There's not many survivors from that clan, but all of them are here and accounted for. So once things have kind of not necessarily calmed down, but the injured people have been taken care of and stabilized, the keeper kind of reconvenes with all three of the knights now that the one that Lark and her mother's been caring for is back on his feet because he's a very stubborn man. Um, they kind of start going over their plans. If you want to join them in the center, or if you guys are kind of doing other things, what are you doing?
Lurk is eavesdropping.
Of course. Where's everyone else?
Vaughn is going to come over, but she is still like holding a spear between her knees, reaffixing the top to be straight.
I will say the knights are keeping a very close eye on her, especially the one that had been injured.
Hercule's going to be on the edges of camp until someone sends for him otherwise. I mean, he's the most, like, he may not be human, but he's the most obviously Orlesian. So
That's fair.
but he is genuinely like, he sent Limon to do a loop. Like, he's keeping an eye out. So if someone is trying to come here, he will hopefully spot it.
I am going to keep like helping people around and addressing wounds and stuff either until someone gets me or there's no more wounds to dress.
Okay. We'll assume at this point there's no more to dress.
Okay.
Unless someone wants to grab him. No one wants to grab you, I'm sorry.
I feel unloved. No, it's fine. Yeah, no, if things are kind of settling, I think I would probably go over because I know that Lark's mom is kind of overseeing all of the healing and such.
Once seeing that things have started to slow down and not seeing more people coming in through camp, I think Davi would kind of look into the woods for a minute and then nod back towards the center of camp and just pat Tam on the head and head that way.
He'll follow. He's not going to switch back. I'm not going to bother to waste a wild shape unless I have to. There's nothing he needs to say right now. It's fine.
So, reconvening at the center of camp, Lark's mother is still kind of like going around to the more injured patients, like the more severe injuries, that were kind of concentrated there where the best healer is. The knight that you were tending to, Lark, he is up on his feet and insists that he's perfectly fine. And he's huddled up with the other two knights. You overhear them talking about the attack, just kind of going into detail about how they were there to discuss movement, like getting them away from this area because the Orlesians were moving in, but it was too late for them to do anything by the time that everything happened. What all would you like to do?
Siobhan is looking for someone she can tell is a leader based on her experience in the Warden. It's like watching people, understanding how hierarchies work, to take the repaired sword and ask for orders, not sword, spear, and ask for orders for other repairs.
Roll either perception or insight.
$23.
Okay. So looking around, the person that draws your attention the most is one of the Emerald Knights. The woman that's there. She just carries herself in a way that makes you believe that she is a leader, especially having been involved in this attack. She's the one that you would go to.
I just want to point out that Davi and Tam are probably already over there as well, considering who she is.
So, as Siobhan goes over to deliver this spear to the woman, because you're human, she just kind of looks at you, and like all conversation stops when you approach her.
It should be on good. Now's not the time to split hairs. I don't know if it's sharp enough to be put in the hands of someone inexperienced, but I'm happy to take the next repair.
She turns to the keeper. You're allowing humans into the camp. And the keeper just kind of shrugs and looks at Lark. Like, help.
The wardens helped me, and we're just passing through. We're fighting the Orlesians. They helped me escape them.
When have the wardens ever helped us?
There's a first time for everything.
Avi stands next to Siobhan and puts a hand on her shoulder and bows her head slightly, seeing her mentor there. Anethra Haran, I'm pleased to see you still alive. Not the wardens. These wardens helped their friends.
I see. It would be quite a wondrous thing if we had the wardens on our side. But of course we know where their allegiances lie. And what brings you here, Dalen?
For a moment, she seems to freeze up, kind of staring at her feet, kind of looking like a little kid who is in trouble. And then when she looks up again, her face is just torn. Didn't you hear about
Yeah, what?
Keeper Rashawn sent me to find she kind of looks to Tam for help and realizes that he's a wolf and just visibly sags a little bit. We're looking for someone who went missing.
Many people have gone missing in this war. I find it hard to believe that your keeper would send 2 people in search of them, rather than keep 2 strong warriors at his side.
This is when Tam will drop wild shape and stand up and kind of nudge Davi. They're all gone.
Your clan. I'm sorry. We are all that's left of the Emerald Knights. Damaris, Sulan, and I. I fear that we may not win this.
It's not just Emerald Knights fighting.
Yes, but the majority are civilians. All they know is to hunt. They don't know how to fight and protect. Not to the extent at which we were trained.
No, but the astounding bravery we've seen these past however long it's been has been. We're not ready to give up.
We're not giving up. We just need to be more strategic. The Keeper here is going to help the survivors of Clan Lebellin. But there's only so much that we can do before we move on. There are more clans that need our help. More allegiance to put in their place.
What do you need from me?
What are your current plans?
I don't think we have any now in the scheme of things. Not anything that can't be changed.
Well, you're a skilled fighter. I suggest you find a clan and do what you can to protect them. Our numbers are dwindling, and we know that the Orlesian army will not stop. Peace is not an option here. Our survival depends on it.
Understood. She bows her head again and sort of takes a step back and looks literally anywhere but at her mentor.
I think there's a second where Tam kind of looks like he wants to say something, and then he just kind of clears his throat and takes a step back as well to let Lark and her mom step in.
Lark kind of looks at the others who have, like, from the group that have gathered around, just be like, we're not going to be able to stay here long if the Orlesians are on the hunt. They're looking for us, and they'll kill anyone in the way.
Are you talking to the Keeper, or?
No, I'm talking to, like, Davi, Tam.
Oh, to them. Okay.
Yeah, like whoever is around from the group.
Continue with the drama.
She's talking like lowly, like low whispers, trying to like not have the keeper
Yeah, definitely.
hearing that they're about to like, she's gonna disappear again.
Dipping out.
We need to keep moving. We have to keep moving.
Well, let's figure out what they need us to help with. And then get moving before nightfall.
What? Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Are you sure? Because mine can wait. Mine
Nope.
can absolutely wait. Okay. What is Hercule doing during this?
Basically standing guard in case someone tries to come back.
Okay, but he's not like paying too much attention to anything specific, just on guard.
I mean, for someone coming through the woods, but paying attention to anything else in the village, no. He's trying to pretend that doesn't exist right now.
Okay. Cool. Then I will have Rosie roll perception.
Oh, shit.
11.
Okay. So when you were repairing things, you would have noticed something carved into a few of the arrows that people were tossing aside. But because you were so focused on your task, you didn't really take notice of exactly what it was, just that it was some weird carving in these arrows. Like a rune of something.
Can I circle back and take another look?
I mean, you can.
I'm not looking to see if I can improve my understanding.
Mhm.
I am looking to see if I can determine who is the person I should bring this to
Okay.
get more insight.
Okay. So roll insight.
More insight. 22.
Okay. Looking at this, you have the feeling you should take it to one of the elves in your party.
Lark.
Lark will go over to Siobhan. What's up?
Does this look like anything to you?
DM, does this look like anything to me?
When you look at it, you see it is an angular eye carved into the shaft of this arrow.
Shaft. Didn't know I wasn't muted.
Is this similar to like what we saw scribbled in the journal?
It sure is. Yeah.
Ooh. Above table, remind me, who all knows about the journal? Does everyone, or is it just the Dalish?
I thought it was just the elves.
Lark kind of goes wide-eyed and shows it to Davi and Tam and Evan Evan, are you with the rest of the party at this point?
I'm sorry, I was distracted.
Are you with the rest of the group?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm going to show the arrow with the eye carved into it to the Dalish, because we've all seen this in the journal.
Well, that doesn't bode positively.
I think we need to keep moving.
Is your clan set to defend themselves?
I mean, they're ready to fight as much as any other clan, but we only have so many warriors. Like, that's why I don't want to stay here for much longer. If the Orlesians, I'd rather try and lead them away.
We could certainly make a clear path for them to follow. Although that puts us in a difficult situation.
It does, and I can't. I mean, we have to run at any point, whether my clan chooses to run or fight. If you don't want to be cut down by the Orlesians, we need to move on.
Oh, I'm ready to go.
DM, do all of the arrows have?
No. It's just a few in, like, if you had like a full quiver, it would be like 3 in the whole quiver.
It does beg the question, though, is the demon possessing an Orlesian?
Maybe they're all possessed. Maybe that's...
I have a weird question. And I don't know if you know the answer to this or not. Can we tell the difference between Dalish arrows and Orlesian arrows?
I feel like Lark could.
So
Yeah.
as a Scadian, I'm going to say that yes, because the materials that the Dalish would use would be a little more varied, whereas like the Orlesians would have more of like a standard set.
That's what I was saying, especially because Ironbark isn't as like rare as it is in canon, like later on canon.
Yeah,
So-
like if you think about it in like terms of like medieval stuff, like the lords in the castle, they have access to like geese and swans and stuff like that. So they have a pretty standard set of, okay, we have feathers for this, etc., etc. Whereas if you're in the woods, you're going to use what you can hunt and what you can bring down. So it's going to be a little more mismatched.
How industrialized would we say that Orlais is at this point in time?
Enough.
Okay.
Like, not to the point where it is an Inquisition, clearly, but enough that they can, like, sustain their own personal economy.
The follow-up to my question is, can we tell if these are Orlesian arrows or are they Dalish arrows that have the eye?
Well, either you can roll perception or Lark can roll perception with advantage.
Can all of us who know Dalish arrows roll for perception?
I would happily whisper to Lark if it gives her advantage.
That's thank God for the advantage. 17.
Yeah, looking at
Score
these,
was a 3.
that they are not Dalish arrows.
Yeah, then I think that maybe knowing that we are wanted and have run into the symbol before, I think maybe we need to leave.
Second question, now that I'm thinking about it from a more magical perspective, Does this arrow have any kind of magic on it? Say that someone else could track if it was brought into this camp.
And that is the specific thing you were looking for.
What?
That's the specific, like, magic you're looking at?
Yeah, like that's what Lark is asking that of the mages. Like, is this rune something that whoever carved it into the arrow could then track magically?
Okay. If you guys would like to roll Arcana, you can.
Sorry, we had a runaway die.
I rolled an 18. God knows what is on the die that fell.
We won't count it.
I rolled a 14.
Okay. 14, you don't really get anything out of that. But remind me again what specifically you were looking for, just tracking?
Yeah, whether whoever carved the rune into the arrow shaft could track it.
Okay. So you get the sense that it could be tracked, but that wasn't the purpose. The purpose is more malicious in intent.
Kind of like a I know where you are kind of vibe.
Not even that.
When you say malicious, do you mean that this thing is going to blow up on us?
No.
Was it like cursed for the person it shot?
Kind of.
Should I roll Arcana?
If you'd like.
16. I'm a grandma.
So basically, the vibe you're getting from it is very bad, and it's more so from the rune itself than the magic used to put it there.
I think we should burn these.
I do not disagree. And Lark will, in fact, toss however many of them that she finds with the eye on it. She'll toss them into a fire.
Maybe tell your mum in case they find any more to dispose of them.
Lark will pass on that information to both her mother, her grandmother, and the keeper.
They all agree that they will do so.
The three fates.
You're not wrong. When you do toss them into the fire, there is like a slight purple tendril that goes up in the flames.
That's whack.
Whack indeed.
Lark will pull her mother aside, give her a hug, and just be like, "We can't stay. We have
What do
to."
you mean you can't stay? You just got home. You have to help us move.
And we're being hunted. Your legions are after us. They're after him. And she kind of gestures, like she nods towards the Aravel with Zakane. We're all wanted, and not just for being Dalish. We can't stay with the clan right now.
You always were too smart for your own good. I hate this, but you're right. She gives you a big hug and is like holding on really tightly and holds you probably longer than she normally would before pulling back and taking your face in her hands. Just be safe.
I can't promise safe, but I will be careful.
Just come back.
Like a bad cold, you just won't be able to get rid of me.
And that's how I like it. We'll get you some supplies, what we can spare, and where will you go?
That is the question. We haven't decided that, but away from the clan for now. And oh yeah, south. She looks over at the mage. Did we ever find him a map? Callie, I think you froze.
No map.
Callie froze with this like disappointed expression on her face.
No map. No map for you. Not the DM. Not the DM.
Oh,
Hope.
We never saw Trius again.
one of the knights
And the game crashed.
get away with them.
Welcome back.
Yay!
Okay. I knew something was happening because y'all froze, but then I could still hear you.
You had the funniest face.
You had like the most disappointed mom look on your face.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. What's the last thing that you guys heard?
You asked where we were going.
Okay. You said south.
Yeah.
And then Atreus in the background shouts, "South!"
Two of the artifacts went missing from the vault. And
What vault?
Grandma can explain it to you. She probably knows more about it than I do.
You know she won't tell me shit.
There's lots of mystical artifacts from the gods down underneath the temple in a vault.
Of course there are. Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Two of them went missing.
Mm-hmm. Missing. Which ones?
A lyrium dagger and a box. Mithal and Falandin.
Interesting.
At any rate, the mage thinks that it's to the south, so we thought maybe we'd track it. At least it's somewhere to go.
All right. Well, I think the keeper mentioned the plan was to go north, so get to us when you can, when it's safe.
I will. And Lork's gonna hug her again and hold on for just a little bit longer than she normally would.
And her mom holds on really tight. Just be careful.
Always.
And you can tell, like, she's trying to keep it together really hard. And, like, you know, the moment that she turns away, she's gonna break.
Mm-hmm. So Lork's just gonna turn around and walk away and not look back because she'll probably break too.
And as you turn and walk away, you hear, like, a choked off sob. She's losing her baby again. You do, like, meet your grandma's gaze, and she just kind of nods to you, like, knowing what you need to do and why. And Everyone else.
Siobhan's gonna sort of position herself at the back of the group, and she is going to turn and look at Lark's mother and know everything that this feels like. She's going to put both of her hands out, palms out, to show she's not holding anything. She is trustworthy. And she's going to lock eyes with Lark's mother. Ar ame eth. I am safe in Dalish.
And she just nods, especially knowing that you're with Lark. That kind of eases her a little bit.
I will do everything in my power to bring your child back to you.
Thank you, Warden. You are welcome in our clan.
I wish there was more I could do.
You're doing more than I could ask.
And she kind of turns her hands a little bit, like unsure if this is a hugging culture, because she does not have good experience with large groups of elves.
Grandma did hug all of us.
Okay. Someone who seems a little bit off hugged everyone. Someone old as hell. My great grandmother, before we realized she had dementia, would stand up and hug our server at the end of a meal. Okay, so like bad reference.
Lark's mom doesn't hesitate to hug you. She wraps her arms around you and holds on to you and just says, I would protect yours too if I could.
I know. She's gonna huddle back up with everybody else.
Anything anyone else would like to do before you get ready to leave camp?
I'm putting on my armor, but
Okay.
I'm leaving my helmet off so that people see I'm an elf.
Okay. Strategic.
We don't have to RP it, but I just love the idea that everyone else has communicated about this and decided on a plan, and then they're going to walk by her queue and be like, all right, let's go. And he's like, okay. And
Where are we going?
what are we doing? All right.
And Atreus just nods at him and says, south.
Okay.
I will say that
as far as the queue knows, we just everything's good. We just following an artifact.
Lark will
Definitely not
filch,
being hunted.
Lark will filch a map for Atreus.
And he's like walking, not paying attention to where he's going because the map is right in front of him.
Of course.
This way. And he's just like marching, leading you, like very self-important as he's leading you all away. Is there anything else that anyone would like to do before we end session? No?
I will very quickly just pop between Davi and Tam and just be like, sorry, your whole family's dead.
Just throw it in there. Just throw that in there.
That's rough, buddy.
Tam immediately goes very, very serious and he goes, not all of them. I refuse.
What does that mean?
He's not going to explain.
What does that mean?
He transforms into a wolf just to not answer the question.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, in fact, that is exactly what he does.
I just look at Davi.
She shakes her head and just like gives him a very scathing look that feels out of place.
All right, so be more empathetic next time. Got it?
All right. We will end there. Y'all can level up. What are you at now? 3 still? Go to 5.
Ooh. Nice.
It's been a hot minute. This is session
2.
11. You'll need to level up. So do level 5. I'll put it in chat so people also level up. But that's session, y'all.